We're gonna start with just an easy march in place. So we're up on our feet, marching, arms active at your side. Just nice and easy. We're gonna bring the knees up a little bit higher than usual compared to like a regular walk. So pull the knees up towards your hips, arms active at your side. Awesome. Jumping jack or a stepping jumping jack is coming up next. So either stepping the feet from side to side, pulling the arms up overhead, or hopping the feet in and out and pulling the arms up overhead. This is our next pattern. So in and out of the feet, up and down with the arms, soft, quiet feet. So if you are choosing the jumping jack version, think about having quiet feet. Again, you could be stepping through alternating legs. Excellent work. We've got a squat with a rotational punch coming up next. So feet are together, we're gonna squat down, stand, and then pivot the feet, punch right, squat, pivot, punch left. So squat, stand, and punch. Squat, stand, pivot the foot, and punch. Excellent, just a few more seconds of this one. That's good. Seal jack coming up next. So jumping jack pattern, we're gonna make a T with the arms, open and close. So you got the option, like I'm doing now, to step, or of course you could hop the feet. If it feels okay to go to the jumping jack version of the feet, that's fine. In and out with the arms, so this time making a T. Open up the chest. Feel the upper back work. Last few seconds, option to speed this one up if you'd like. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. We've got a stepping foot fire pattern coming up next. Imagine stepping over a line, 2 steps over, 2 steps back. Over, over, back, back. Over, over, back, back. And we can either kind of walk through this one or run through it. Over, over, back, back. So fast feet, but again, trying to stay off the heels, focus on the balls of the feet, soft, quiet feet. Let's switch the lead leg, so same pattern, just leading with the opposite foot. Again, you could just be walking through this one. So if you're looking for less impact, no problem, you can always just walk through. 3, 2, 1, good. Stepping skater coming up next. Toes facing straight ahead. Shift your weight from side to side like you were ice skating. Elevate that back foot, balance, and then repeat. So just shifting from side to side. Option, if you wish, to turn this into a skater hop. Again, that's just an option. I'm just gonna stay down with the step for today. So you have the option for these last few seconds to be jumping. Otherwise, step through. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Hug a knee to your chest and we're gonna march. So we're back to that marching pattern. This time, grab the shin just below the knee. Hug to your chest, pause for a second, and then switch sides. Once you get a few reps on each side, option for progression here, hug the knee, take a giant step out, dip into a forward lunge. Think vertical shin in the front. Bring the feet together, switch sides. We'll get a few on each. Excellent. Balance is next. We're gonna balance on one. Hinge forward, reach the arms ahead, get long, extend the leg behind you. Hinge back to the top and swap sides. A little bit of balance. Very good. With a wide stance and 10 toes facing straight ahead, shift your weight from side to side. Lateral lunge. Shifting from side to side. Think opposite hand to opposite heel. Excellent work. Let's make our way to a tabletop position. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Press 10 fingers into the ground. Feel the forearms and wrists activate. And then if it feels all right, roll the shoulders in a circular motion in one direction for 3 or 4 reps. And now let's rewind it. We'll go the opposite way. Excellent. Hip circles are next. Keeping a flat back, circle the hip for 2 or 3 reps like you're getting onto a bicycle. And once you get 2 or 3 reps forward, rewind 2 or 3 reps backwards like you're getting off of a bicycle. Try to keep both elbows extended under the shoulders. Let's switch it over to the other leg. 2 or 3 reps forward like you're getting onto a bike, and then 2 or 3 reps backwards. Bring the heels to touch, knees out wide. Walk the hands between the knees, and then open up one hand to the sky. Follow that reaching hand with the eyes. We're gonna work side to side. Lower back is stable. Upper back moves here, so kind of pin the lower back down by your heels, and then upper back rotates. Very good. From tabletop position, so back at tabletop position, curl the toes, pike the hips, and pedal out, pushing one heel to the ground. Bend the other knee, alternate side to side. And then glide the shoulders, hands over the wrist. You can always drop that back knee. Right foot outside the right hand. Open up the right hand to the sky, get long across the chest. Good, right hand down, left arm reaches up. You can leave the knee down if you need to, or you can take it off the floor. And now wrap the hands around the front foot. We'll straighten out that lead leg for a hamstring stretch. Good, step back to a high plank position. Of course, you can come to the knees if you need to. Left foot outside the left hand. And now open up the left arm to the sky, get long across the chest. Good, left hand down, right arm reaches again. You can have that back knee down if you need to. And then straighten out the lead leg, hamstring stretch here. Good, let's come onto our feet, T's and Y's. Feet together, hips back, chest forward, squeezing the shoulder blades, make a T with the arms. And then same position, reach up and pull back, Y's. From this position, extend the arms up in front of the eyes, and then pull the hands to the top of the shoulders and extend. Pull and then press, pull and press. Excellent work. Stand tall, swing the arms in front of the chest. A couple of large circles forward, and then a couple large circles backwards. And then stretch what you need. We'll get started with our first strength sequence in just a minute here. Grab some water if you'd like. While you are stretching what you need and grabbing water, I'll show you our first move. We've got a forward and backwards lunge, staying down low. So it's a low forward and backwards lunge transfer. Imagine the ceiling is low, so we're gonna transfer forward and then transfer backwards, but we're staying low. Okay, one foot is pivoting, is the pivot foot. The other leg is stepping through, forward, backwards. I'm gonna call halfway. Halfway, we'll switch that action leg and pivot leg. So you're kind of leaving one foot down, transferring forward and backwards until the halfway call, and then we'll switch. Okay, again, modify if you need to. If something feels sketchy, it is sketchy. So pay attention to your body, think of it as a practice, focus on the technique, and let's have some fun. 4, 3, 2, 1, time is on. So join me. I've got the clock going. You're not gonna have to count reps or anything like that. Just take a look at the move and try to do the best you can with the mechanics. Staying low, so low ceiling, transfer forward, transfer backwards. 3, 2, halfway, switch your lead foot. Same thing on the other leg. Transfer forward, transfer backwards. Feel the quads working a little bit here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. We're gonna go to a plank pattern next. So plank position, down on the forearms. You're welcome to just hold a classic plank. If you'd like a progression here, we're gonna add the Spider-Man style plank, knee outside the elbow, come back to plank, and then switch to the other side. Now, if that's too much, you can always just hold a classic plank, or drop to the knees. Time on for this one in 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. So mobile hips, flat back here. Imagine you've got an object balanced on the lower back. Of course, if that knee drive is too much, take it away. Challenge by choice here. Focusing on the technique. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. All right, so we're gonna go like we did in warm-ups. We're gonna go to a reach pull, feet together, hips back. Chest isn't quite parallel with the floor, but chest is facing the ground. Maintain good posture, extend the arms overhead, and then pull back in. Think about activating the muscles of the upper back. 3, 2, 1, begin. So reach ahead, biceps are up next to the ears, pull back in, really pulling the elbows away from the floor. Feel the upper back work. Reach and pull. Reach and pull. Don't rush, think about the best form you've got, upper back working. Of course, you can take breaks if you need to. Listen to your body. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Shake it out. Take a deep breath. That's round 1. We'll go back to the top, which is that low forward and backwards lunge transfer. 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin. So staying low. Take a giant step forward. Staying low. Giant step backwards. Think about pushing through whatever leg ends up in front. Vertical front shin. 3, 2, halfway. Switch the action leg. Same thing on the other side. Of course, you can take breaks if you need to. Listen to your body. Master the technique. We'll work for another 10 seconds. Stay strong in the best form you have, or end early if your form starts to fade. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got about 15 seconds to transition to the plank. So we're down in a prone position, knee outside the elbow. Again, feel free to start late if you need to. You can always start early. My time coming on in 3, 2, 1, begin. So you get the option to march the knee outside the elbow, mobile hips, flat back, pull the belly button to the spine, stay strong. Listen to your body. You can always scale back or scale forward. Another 10 seconds here. Staying disciplined with your form. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Terrific. Let's make our way onto the feet. Hinged position. So push your hips back, maintain a good posture, extend the arms, and then pull the hands to the top of the shoulders. My time on in 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin. Here we go. Reach and pull. Really feel the shoulder blades and the upper back muscles working. This is a great postural exercise. If you spend a lot of time kind of hunched over sitting at a desk, this is a really good exercise to practice to wake up some of those postural muscles of the upper back and posterior shoulders. Reach and pull. Seven seconds to go. End early if you need to. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tremendous. All right, we're right back to the top. Forward, backwards lunge, low ceiling. Feel free to start early if you'd like. Again, you can take a little extra breather, but my time is coming on in 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 3 underway. Staying low, step forward, step backwards. Trying to stay low. Now, if you need an extra break or if the low plank is too much, you could stand in between, reset, and repeat. So you've got that as an option as well. Challenge yourself though. It shouldn't be easy. 3, 2, halfway. Switch the lead leg or the action leg rather. Try to maintain the best posture you have as you transfer forward and backwards with that lunge. 10 seconds to go. Then we're back to the planks. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. We'll take a couple of deep breaths. If you'd like to start early on the plank, be my guest. My clock is coming on in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. So we're in this plank position. As a progression option, we've got the Spider-Man style plank, mobile hips, flat back, alternating knee outside the elbow. Just work your range of motion there. You may not have a ton, and that's fine. Work with what you've got in the best technique and the best mechanics you've got. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Let's make our way to our feet. A couple of deep breaths. Reach and pull. We'll take a longer break after this set. 3, 2, 1, begin. Really think about pulling the forearms away from the floor. Upper back works. Pay attention to your lower back. So if your lower back is bugging you, you may need to bring the torso up a bit. Think about screwing the feet into the floor, so activate the hamstrings, the glutes, the legs are active. Reach and pull will work for another 10, 15 seconds. Stay strong with me. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Let's grab some water. Virtual fist bump for you. We'll take a breather. First set down. Next set coming up. While you're taking a break, we're going to start in about 30 seconds here. I'll show you our next move. We've got a marching hip bridge. So from our hip bridge pattern, we're going to march one knee up over the hip, pause, control back, and switch sides. Now, of course, you can hold this pattern. Just you can hold if it's too much to march. Now, if you'd like a progression, extend the legs, keeping the hips up, and then you can do the same march. You'll feel that more in the hamstrings with the legs extended. So your choice. So marching through from that bridge pattern. We want to feel the hamstrings and the glutes, not so much the lower back. Time on in 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. So marching through, really feeling the hamstrings work. Don't forget to breathe. Push the heels into the ground. You can elevate the toes right off the floor. Just as a reminder to push through the heels and activate the hamstrings. Excellent work. We've got about 10 seconds to go. Feeling the hamstrings work here. 3, 2, 1, time. Excellent. We've got a side plank coming up next. So down on the forearm, you can always just hold a classic side plank from the toes or the knees. Now, if you'd like an added challenge, we can take the top elbow, we're gonna crunch top elbow to top knee, and then extend. So crunch and extend. Of course, that's just an option. Don't feel like if you can't do that in good technique, no sweat at all. You can always just hold from the knees or the feet. So choose the variation that you've got the best technique with that challenges you appropriately. 3, 2, 1, begin. So you may just hold this classic side bridge position from the toes or even the knees. Okay? We want the hips up. Regardless of which version you choose, We want the hips up so the obliques, the muscles of the side body are working. 3, 2, halfway. Let's switch to the other side. So same pattern on the other side. Again, you've got the option for that crunch, or just dial in the technique in a classic side plank position. 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. All right, let's bring it to the feet. Squat pattern coming up next. So for our squat pattern, we're gonna start in a full squat, so dip low, come all the way up. I'm gonna call halfway. At the halfway, we're just gonna pulse and rep out for the second half. So regular squat to a squat pulse. Time on in 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. So dropping into a full squat, and all the way up, stack the ribs over the hips. Repeat. Think about pushing the full foot down onto the floor. Knees out as you drop the hips. Get low, get tall. Get low, get tall. Halfway in 3, 2, 1. And so now we're just gonna pulse. Come all the way down to halfway up. All the way down, halfway up. Strong legs here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Terrific. We're going back to that marching bridge position. So we're laying on the back, elevate the hips. Again, feel free to start early if you need to. You can always take an extra breather and start late. My time on in 3, 2, 1, begin. So pushing the heels into the ground. Plenty of breathing. Hamstrings working. Again, if you'd like more challenge with this exercise, you could try marching with the legs pretty much extended. Okay, so that's going to be a lot more challenging. You should feel it in the hamstrings and not the lower back. Think about pulling the belly button to the spine to brace the midsection, but don't forget to breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Let's get that side plank pattern next. So either leaving the bottom knee down or stacking the feet. Of course, you got the option if you really want to challenge yourself for the crunch at the top. Time on in 3, 2, 1, begin. Whichever version you're choosing, think about being really mindful of your technique all the way through. So your top priority is having good form and technique. Build intensity onto the best form that you have. So if you want to progress it, make sure you're doing it in your best technique. 3, 2, halfway. Let's transition to the other side. So on the other arm here, of course, if you've got this option to crunch and reach, or just hold the classic plank. 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Awesome. All right. Woo. Squats. We're going to start with the classic squat. Halfway, we go to the pulse. 3, 2, 1. Begin. Drop the hips, knees out, full foot, pushing into the ground. Own the movement the whole way through. 5 seconds until the halfway. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's add the pulse. So now we're pulsing, just embracing the challenge, but maintaining good posture. Full foot pushing into the floor. Woo, stay with me. Bit of a burn here. End early if you need to. Otherwise, the clock is off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. 2 rounds down, 1 round to go. We're back to that marching bridge. Hamstrings, glutes working. Pull the belly button to the spine. Time on in 3, 2, 1. Begin. Dig the heel in. And we're marching. Pull the belly button down in towards the spine, so we don't want to flare at the rib cage. Imagine the front of the ribs kind of rolling down towards your belt buckle. Let's work for another 10 seconds here. We'll transition right to side planks after this. 3, 2, 1, time. So we'll get set up for that side plank. Strong obliques here. Again, master the mechanics first, and then you can layer some intensity on top of your best form. 3, 2, 1, begin. So you got the option to go knee down, hip up. Whichever version you choose, you want the hip up so the oblique, the muscle around the side body is working. Kind of bulletproof in your form. Stay tight at the core, strong shoulder here. 3, 2, halfway. Let's transition over to the other side. On your mark, get set, go. Again, you do have the option to crunch and extend. You'd like an added challenge. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tremendous. We'll go to our squat pattern to finish out this block. Regular squat to a squat pulse. 3, 2, 1, begin. Drop the hips low, stand tall, stack the ribs right over the hips at the top. Use your breath. Think of it as a practice, being mindful of every repetition, mastering the mechanics. 4, 3, 2, halfway, let's pulse. A little pulse here, all the way down, halfway up. Work with your range of motion, keeping good posture at the torso. 10 seconds and then a water break. Embrace the challenge. 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Terrific work. Virtual fist bump, grab some water, take some deep breaths. We'll take a minute off and then we'll get into our third and final block of work. Woo. All right. So first move, we've got a combination move, a leg lower with an option for a knee tuck here. So relaxing the back of the head and the shoulders, we're going to extend the legs. Now we're going to lower towards the floor. If you feel like your back is pulling off the floor, that's as far as you need to go. We don't necessarily need to go all the way down, particularly if it raises your back off the floor. The point of the exercise is try to use the strength of your midsection to maintain good position at the lower back. So we don't want to have a large gap between your lower back and the floor. So as you lower the legs, keep that gap from widening. So you may just need to go, halfway down. Now, option to progress, you can come all the way down. From there, tuck the knees towards the chest, come back to a lying position, extend the legs and repeat. So that's a pretty tough variation of this. So just an option for you. Otherwise, just choose the leg raise and lower. 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. Really thinking about maintaining good posture, pull the belly button to the spine. You've got the option to crunch there. Again, if that's too much, take it away. Pull the belly button down towards the spine. Strong abs here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. All right, so next move. Push-up position. We're gonna pike to a down dog, reach opposite hand to opposite toe, and we'll come back to push-up position. You've got the option, if you like, this is just an option, to add a push-up and then repeat on the opposite side. Now, the push-up is not for you, no sweat. just work from high plank to down dog, reach the hand to the toe, come back to the top and repeat on the opposite side. Okay, so push-up position to down dog, working back and forth. Hey, if the reach is too much, just go high plank, down dog. Make it about you. Challenge by choice. 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. Get mobile, add that reach. Push-up is an option. If you are doing the push-up, make sure to have vertical forearms, maintaining good posture at the spine. Use your breath. Of course, the reach is even just an option. We could just be working high plank, down dog. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, excuse me, 1, time. Excellent work. All right, next move, single leg balance with a reach. So we're gonna balance on one, we're gonna reach ahead, come back to the top, and then repeat on the same side. So single leg balance reach. Now you've got the option to just kickstand that back foot. So if you're struggling with the balance, just kickstand the back foot. We're gonna hinge at the hips. Okay, so balance, reach. Time on in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. So single leg balance with a reach, staying on this side. I'll let you know when to switch. So we're balancing on one, get long as you hinge. Now if you're really having a difficult time with the balance, just kickstand that back foot. See if you can reach the arms ahead as you hinge. Get nice and long. Sometimes it helps to have like a wall in front of you. Fingertips on the wall just to help with the balance. Okay, that's halfway. Let's switch the balancing leg. Same pattern on the other side. Get nice and long. Feel the hamstrings work. And think about extending that back heel towards the wall behind you. So again, it might help just to have an object in front of the fingertips, just for an added spot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tremendous. We're back to the floor. We're gonna do the leg lower next. So lowering the legs in control, keeping the lower back flat. You've got the option to add the knee crunch in between. 3, 2, 1, begin. So leg lower, pull the belly button down towards the spine. Of course, you don't have to go all the way to the floor. It may just be a small range. Feel your abs work. Okay, as always, if something feels sketchy, make sure to modify it. Stay with me, 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. We're going to flip to a push-up position. Down dog, high plank option to reach opposite hand towards opposite toe. Also got the option to add the push-up. Those are just options. Time on in 3, 2, 1. Begin. Of course, if the push-up is not a pattern that serves you, take it away. Approach this as a practice, getting the best technique with every rep. Get mobile, get strong. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Single leg balance with a reach. Of course, you can kickstand that back foot if you need to. Halfway, we'll switch legs. You may consider having a wall in front of you just for a bit of a spot. 3, 2, 1. Begin. So get nice and long and then hinge back to the top. Focusing on balance, as well as strengthen the hamstring and the glute. Get long, extend that back heel towards the wall behind you. That is halfway. Let's switch the balancing leg. Reach, reach, reach. Get nice and long. Terrific balance. Of course, you can always kickstand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Excellent. Back to the floor. One more round through. Lowering the legs, keeping the lower back flat against the floor. 3, 2, 1. Begin. So lower in control. Really trying to hold the belly button down to the spine. Option to crunch in between reps for that knee tuck crunch. We'll work for another 20 seconds. Stay strong. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Woo. High plank down dog, push-up option, reach option. 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin. So you got the option to drop into your push-up. Nice and mobile in that down dog. Of course, if the reach is not for you, you can just work high plank down dog. "15 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Tremendous. All right, single leg balance with a reach. Balance on one, hinge forward, reach ahead. Stay on the same side until halfway. You can always kickstand if you're really struggling with the balance. 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin. Balance and reach. Remember, quality over quantity. Don't need to rush through this move. Embrace the challenge and the best mechanics you've got. Three, 2, halfway. Let's switch sides. Same thing on the other side. Hinge and reach. Get long. Feel the stretch in the balancing hamstring. Let's work for another 10 seconds. And then a quick finisher. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Excellent work. All right, finisher. 60 seconds. Classic plank. You're just going to be down on the forearms. Shoulders are right over the elbows. Tighten up, and we're just going to hold. So classic plank, isometric hold, 60 seconds, and then we're done. Last thing we're doing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. The forearms are down. Torso is about parallel to the floor. Just working, or we're working for 60 seconds here. Of course, you can, if you need to modify at the knees, you can. Finish line is in sight. Challenge yourself. This is the last. Well, now 40 seconds of work. Stay tight at the core, but don't forget to breathe. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the quads, squeeze the abs, but keep breathing. 30 seconds to go on the day. If your technique starts to fade, you can come down and reset. Otherwise, embrace the challenge. 20 seconds. You got it. Staying strong for 10 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Woo, that's a wrap. You have done it. Besides some stretching and breathing, if you have to sign out early, just make sure to give yourself a couple of minutes to take some deep breaths and some stretches, which we're getting into right now. From a tabletop position, cat camel, arch the back, and then hammock the spine for a few reps. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Think about exhaling as you arch the back, looking back at the knees. And then inhale as you look ahead and hammock the spine. Good. Step the right foot outside the right hand, leaving the left knee down. Let's glide the shoulders forward. Open up the right arm to the sky. Get long across the chest. Take a couple of deep breaths. And now sink the hips back onto the heels. Straighten out this lead leg for a hamstring stretch. And take a couple of deep breaths in this position. Let's start over on the other side. Step the left foot outside the left hand. Glide the shoulders forward. And then open up the left arm towards the ceiling. Take a couple of deep breaths. And now sink the hips back. Straighten out the lead leg. A couple of deep breaths from here. Half kneeling position next. Right knee down, right hand reaches up towards the ceiling, and we're just gonna rotate slightly to the left. See if we can find a stretch in the hip flexor and the quad here. So right knee down and then right arm is up, and then a slight lean to the left. So we'll find a stretch not only in the quad and the hip flexor, but also in the side body. Once you get a couple of deep breaths there, let's start it over on the other side. Left knee down, left arm reaches up. We're just gonna rotate slightly to the right. Nice and long, remembering to breathe. Pick our way to child's pose for a few breaths. We're gonna bring the heels together, knees out wide. Drop the hips back onto the heels, and then you can extend the arms in front or just rest the forearms on the ground. If you'd like, you can sort of cross the hands over and go forehead on the hands. If you can't quite get to the floor, or you can extend the arms. And just relax, we'll breathe here for a few reps. Maybe 2 more breath cycles. Breathing towards your hips, your lower back. Terrific. Let's make our way back to a tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Curl the toes, and then pike the hips up towards the ceiling. Take a look back at the feet and pedal out one heel to the ground, bending the opposite knee, alternate side to side. Press both heels towards the floor, chest to thighs. And when you're ready, slowly walk the hands to the toes, bend the knees, curl yourself back up to a standing position, and give yourselves a hand. You have done it. Excellent work. Let me know, as always, if you have questions, comments, or concerns. Otherwise, stay well, stay strong, stay in touch, and we'll see you next time.
Hey,
Thank you, everyone.
have a great weekend.
All right.